Okay, so now you make the cut from that point to that corner. Then we just cut that from the bottom there. Okay. Now we just bring everything down here. And now we fold up the stabilizers. And we leave about 4 millimeters in between those two creases. So that's about right. Doesn't have to be exactly 4 millimeters. It can be just around 4 millimeters. You don't have to measure this one. Okay. Now we just we recreate these folds, and then here along this edge we measure 11 millimeters again. There we go. Okay, now we make that fold reach that point, that crease that we made, that marking that we made, and then the crease should reach the corner up there. And of course just repeat it. Now we find the halfway point of that little distance there, the little surface, so around there. And then we make this crease parallel to this edge. So mine is going to have to be pushed a little bit further back. And that should be good. Okay, now we just take this and flip it over. And we just fold this edge to that line. Like that. Now we once again bring this down and lift these up. Oh, before we do that, just basically you do that again, and then right here. So cut at that point where it's indenting. So you see how it's kind of like, yeah, just cut it there. This is at your own discretion, doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you cut it somewhat like that, because that's gonna look much better than if you didn't. Okay, now I'm gonna get some tape and tape right here. Okay, so just get some tape or glue. You can use glue, you just place it like that. Okay, so yeah, just place the tape down. And I kind of misplaced this one, but if you cut it, it should be fine. Okay, so that's how that looks right now. Now we just take this, line these up, and then we're gonna trim that and cut it up to that corner up there, so it's you know, like that. Okay. And next we're gonna fold the nose up here. So just gonna start folding like that. Okay, then you take this other part and you just kind of fold it over the other one. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a larger piece of tape. And just gonna cut that. Okay. Just wrap it around. Okay. Now I'm gonna tape this part to that part because we need that to be together. And yeah, you can just use 2 small pieces of tape to do this. You don't really need a big piece of tape. Yeah, just wait. Don't want to tape that tab down because then it'll mess with the stabilizers. So you just want to tape like more towards the front, like this. Okay. Now, now we can go ahead and take these. Actually, I forgot to do this. So we just bring these down, these stabilizers down, then line them up because we're gonna cut this. So make sure they're lined up, and then we cut this part. That's also kind of like at your own discretion because there's no measurement needed there. Then we just cut this little tab. Okay. These 2 small tabs here, I don't know if you can see it, but just cut those off as well. Now we open this up, ignore that, and then we fold. So there should be a line underneath that right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, that little line. So we're gonna fold it so that this corner meets that line. And like this. kind of like that. And then, so we're just making this crease nice and sharp because we need to tug that little tab away underneath that layer, like this. It's easier if you bend it like this. Okay. Now I'm just gonna add some tape to this, like right here, and then around this area. Okay. Alright, actually, so now we're gonna sharpen these creases up here, especially because this next step is a little difficult. Not that bad though. It's just takes some strength, but that's it. So we're gonna kind of divide this in half, but we're basically just rolling this down. If the paper tears in any place there, and then you can just tape it. But it shouldn't tear, really. Okay. Then you just kind of use the other side as a reference for the second time. Now I'm just gonna add some tape, because we're just gonna have to tape right here, here, and here. So I'm just gonna divide this tape into like 3 parts. Okay. So this part goes back here. Oh, that came out. Alright. Okay. Then we open that. We're just gonna compress that part there. Okay, now I'm going to tape this back section, like these 2 parts, because I feel like it really helps the look of the plane when you do that, so I'll do that. Alright, now this one, we're gonna need like 2 thin pieces of tape, because we're gonna make the engines now. Okay, so place this back here. Okay, now we're going to take a thin stick or something like a toothpick or a needle if you have one, and then underneath this layer there should be like a little pocket. Hold on. So you just want to stick that in there and then kind of roll this back. Hold on. You just have to kind of push this back, and then out here you use your finger to crease that part with the needle, and the tape should help you kind of open that pocket properly. I'm out of frame. Oops. And then you can open that, and yeah, just mess with it until the shape is good and round. And then of course you just do the same with the other side. And this piece of tape is too wide. Okay, somewhat like that. Yeah. And then back here, kind of messed up the wing. Okay. Well, when you get it to work, then you can move on. So, well, this will have to do, but on the real one, on the good one, you can have yours like that, much more open. But for the tutorial's sake, I'm just gonna speed this up. So now we're just gonna trim the stabilizers and the wings too. So you just take these and you kind of cut them. And up here too. Okay. Now the wings. I don't know if that showed up on the video, but you just cut the wings a tiny bit. And then just kind of straighten all the edges out, the stabilizers out. You can do this too, this helps. Push that down. Okay. Now I'm just gonna pause the video and straighten these parts out, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like now after straightening all the parts out. So you can spend some extra time on it and stuff, and hopefully it'll look a little better. But yeah, this is just the F-14. Here's the other one that I had. So yeah. Now the engines now look like that, and you can also make it like this with the wings swept back. But yeah, for the tutorial I just did it the other way because there's an extra step. And yes, these do fly, and I mean, I guess you can try. But they're not really like, they won't fly that far basically. But yeah, that's the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Hope it helped.